Hey guys, how you doing today? So behind me is the tallest hotel I've ever lodged, right? As you can see, you can't even see the top because it's 72-story up, and the fog is covering the rest. Now I live in Burj Khalifa, of course, which is 200-story, but I don't stay in the 60th floor. I stay in a less than that. So this time around I was lodging the 66th floor, and it's a whole different view. I mean, you could watch the beautiful view and all that, but that's not the thing. The thing is that this is a piece of assets. This is a piece of real estate, and it will have cost hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to build this. But guess what? It wasn't one person that built it. It was a fund investing in a fund, okay, and of course using the fund to build a source of cash flow, which is typically how people build wealth. So I want to share with you 4 reasons why you should invest in a US fund, right? So number 1 is the fact that you are getting your returns in USD. So if you are from any part of Africa, you're not having the fact that your currencies keep being devalued and it's affecting your wealth. I mean, those of you who are entrepreneurs, you know what I mean. Even as a personal individual, let's assume what's in your savings. I'll use Nigeria, where I'm from, for example. Let's assume what's in my Nigerian savings is assumption is $1 million, right? As at 2022, ₦1 billion. For you to have $1 million, you just need to have 550 million naira. So let's assume I had 550 million naira in my account. I was worth $1 million as at 2022. Today, I am worth less than 500,000 US dollars for doing nothing. I didn't commit any crime, but just leaving my money in the Nigerian bank account, has made the purchasing power of my money to go lesser. But when you invest in a US fund, what happens is that your money and even the returns is still in USD. So even though you don't get the kind of returns you will have gotten if you had invested in a Nigerian fund, but in terms of the purchasing power of that money is way better. I hope this makes sense. Number 2 is the fact that there's less of instability that can eventually affect the investment that's been done. A lot of time we do investment in Africa. Yes, the returns are higher, okay, but the instability just make everything so unpredictable that there's no guarantee you get returns. Number 3 is that everything is regulated, right? So funds in this part of the world have to be filed with the SEC, okay, which is their own equivalent of Securities Exchange Commission. They must be aware of the fund. They are monitoring the funds. They are making sure the fund is used for the right purpose. You don't get much of that level of scrutiny in Africa, okay? So again, this is one reason why you should invest with the GVest Capital Fund that we've put together for our 40-acre property in Houston. You have an opportunity to invest in 2 ways. You can either invest through the US set filed fund, but for you to do that, you must be an accredited investor in the US with a certificate to prove it, or you can invest via our digital cooperative outside of the US, and with that you can invest as low as $10,000 instead of the $50,000 if you're doing through US. And also, if you're investing outside the fund outside of the US, then you also have the opportunity to be able to do that without giving too much of the KYC and tax issues, because this one now is being filed with the Securities Exchange Commission, so the governments are aware you're making that investment, and of course, due to whatever, tax is involved as well. So it's up to you, whichever one you want to work with us on. Visit www.gtexhomesusa.com, sign up and fill the form, pick which one you want to do, whether you want to invest via our US fund or you want to invest via our fund outside of the US. But it's still coming for this project. So even the fund outside of US, we're still moving it back to the US for this KD40 acre project. So it's up to you which one you want to do. Once you pick which one, you fill the form, then it takes you to how you can wire the payment. And voila, you are investing with us. And let's do great things together. And of course, let your children thank you and your next generation that you made the right investment. Love you. Bye-bye.